Hi, and welcome to Rowlett on the Water on the Move. I'm Mayor Todd Gottel.
And I'm Lynda, City Manager.
This show is produced entirely by city staff and can be seen on Rowlett's own television network, RTN 16. You know, Lynda, we can be seen 4 times daily, 12 a.m., 12 p.m., 6 a.m., 6 p.m. You can also find us on the YouTube channel by going to Rowlett, Texas Video. You can also find us by going to rowlett.com to our streaming video page. It's hard to believe it's July already.
That is the tough thing, Mayor. I was thinking about that yesterday. We have already had half the year go by, and it just seemed like, 3 or 4 weeks.
I know, it's amazing. I guess that they say time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it?
I hope so.
Or you're extremely busy, and I think it's the extremely busy part. We've had a lot going on.
We have.
And to kick things off, we had our fireworks on 4th event, our fireworks on Main event on the 4th.
That's always a great time. We had a great crowd, had a great live cover bands, lots of folks. And
they were very, very good. And we even had an opportunity that we honored Marquise Goodwin as our first Olympian athlete as well. We're so proud of him.
We are so proud of him, and what a great story. And it's neat to have that local connection in London this summer as we watch the Olympics, and we've got somebody close to home to cheer for.
Well, I really had not met him before, and I had an opportunity earlier to actually meet with his family and had an opportunity to attend an event even earlier than this one. And he is such a nice, I guess, young man. I feel like I was going to say, we're really a great guy. It couldn't have happened to a better person, and he's so talented. It really is a gift from God. He is a true athlete.
He is.
And so we're looking forward to some great things from him.
You bet.
How about we start off with the news? We've got a lot going on as usual.
Yes, we do. Starting October 1st, the City of Rowlett will have a new solid waste provider, Waste Management. Waste Management used to provide service to the City of Rowlett about 10 years ago. They will provide trash, brush, bulky waste pickup on a weekly basis, and there will be no cost increase. And you're actually going to get better service. You're going to be able to put brush out for them to pick up. It's not going to have to be bundled. It's not going to have to be cut, and you're not going to have to call to get it picked up. That's pretty cool.
That's amazing. That's really great. So what you're telling me is, just so we're all clear, I can go out and take my bulky items, I can take my brush, and I can just put it on the curb.
That's right. And by the end of the week, it'll be gone.
Do I got to call anybody?
You don't have to call us home.
That's great.
Don't have to bundle it. Don't have to trim it. Don't have to, just get it out there, and they will certainly pick it up. The other great thing is we're going to be getting new trash carts. We're going to be getting new recycling carts, and they're both going to be the same size. Currently, we have a bigger trash container than we have recycling container. And if you're like me, I can fill both of them up.
That's right.
So I'm excited that we're going to get 2 really big carts for both garbage and recycling as well.
And I think we've done a much better job over the years with the recycling. Part of this really is a change in lifestyle for a lot of people. They're just not used to it, and over time you start to learn to put more and more in there, understand the plastics and those types of materials that can go into the recycle bin. So I think the larger carts are really going to come in handy.
That's true, and as a part of this process, we did a citizen survey back in the fall, and it was really, really positive to see the number of people that actually use recycling, just like you said.
That's right.
It's a service that we've come to expect and depend on. I do want to spend just a minute talking about the process that we went through to select Waste Management. We had a pretty extensive request for proposal process. A team of staff members was formed to craft very specific criteria used to ensure that you, the citizen, got the best possible service. We had pre-bid meetings. We absolutely spelled out and explained that great customer service is absolutely priority 1 for us. And so we made sure that that criteria was first and foremost in the request for proposal. The other thing that was very important was the price. When we did our survey back in the fall, you were very clear that you wanted to maintain the service, but most of all, you wanted to maintain the rate. And so we're really excited that we've been able to do that. As a part of our request for proposal process, it had 3 parts. We gave points for price. We also gave points for how well each provider reviewed our request for proposal and provided written response. And then the third was an oral interview. We interviewed each one of the responsive bidders in an hour-and-a-half interview, and we asked them to bring everybody that was going to be involved in the Rowlett account. I call it boots on the ground. So often we meet with the sales team, but they're not the do team. And those aren't the people that do day in and day out for you, our citizen. And so we wrote the RFP so that we could meet everybody, not just those trying to get our business. And we had some wonderful experiences. We were really pleased with how each of the participants participated in the process, but Waste Management very clearly understood and was able to demonstrate, whether it was through the written RFP or through the oral interview, that they got our requirements for great customer service.
And you really felt like they were a team.
Yes.
I mean, that was one of the comments you came back, that it wasn't like you just stuck a bunch of people in the room together, that they had really done this before.
Yes.
And that they're used to working with each other.
Yes, and it was really cool because we had about 25 people in the interview with Waste Management, and they were all so very proud of the work that they did, that they wanted to make sure that they got to tell their story and specific examples. And we all left thinking, you know, that's a good company to work for, because they were all very clearly loving what they did and appreciated the fact that they did make a difference in the lives of the people that they served. So over the course of the summer, we are going to be doing a lot of communicating with you in the coming months, detailing the switchover from IESI to Waste Management. What that means is IESI is going to have to pick up some carts. Waste Management is going to have to deliver some carts. There may be some tweaking of when your garbage actually gets picked up, but when we get closer to that October 1st implementation, you'll get an awful lot more information. And as a matter of fact, on next month's show, the mayor will be interviewing a representative from Waste Management. So stay tuned. We'll be talking about this an awful lot.
Well, we're looking forward to that. You know, you guys put a lot of hard work and effort in this. And I want to tell all the viewers out there, staff did a marvelous job. We really took the politics out of this decision. We said we really want it to be based on certain criteria and based on trying to find the best possible company for this, and you really did. I mean, they just seem like an outstanding team, and we're really looking forward to working with them.
You bet.
So that's great. Let's talk about the water or the sewer line repair program.
Okay.
You know, we got a lot of we sent a letter out. We got a lot of feedback from folks. Maybe you can kind of give us an update on where we're at with that, Lynda.
Okay. Well, this is the National League of Cities Service Line Warranty Repair Program, to be very specific. Several questions have been posed to city staff regarding a letter from Mayor Gottel recently mailed to all of our Rowlett households detailing an opportunity brought to the city by the National League of Cities to provide service line warranties. Many residents do not realize that as a homeowner, you are responsible for the maintenance and repair of your buried outside sewer and water lines that run from the home to the utility connection. The cost to repair these issues might possibly arise and run into the thousands of dollars. And I used to do claim work for the city. And there is nothing worse to be standing in the yard of a local citizen who has had a water line break or has had a sewer backup and their insurance not cover it. The city isn't in a position to help you because it's on private property, and you feel helpless. They feel helpless, and we feel helpless. And so when the National League of Cities brought this insurance policy or program forward, we wanted to make sure that our citizens had an opportunity to participate in the program, because it can make a real difference in the financial security of you as a Rowlett homeowner. It is important to note this is an optional program.
That's right.
Citizen participation is absolutely voluntary. The city makes zero money. Some cities do choose to make a commission for it. We felt very strongly that it really just needed to be a service made accessible to you. So we are not taking any kind of a premium from that. It is solely on a voluntary basis. If you have for instance, an outside buried sewer line, and you have an issue, the homeowner would have access to a 24-hour hotline, and a local plumber would be dispatched to their location within 24 to 48 hours with no service fee or deductible. Repair cost of covered up to $4,000 per incident. plus an additional $4,000 allowance for public street cutting if needed. And as I said, unlike other area cities who have opted to endorse this program, the City of Rowlett has chosen to waive any commissions from those participating and instead have had the program offered to our citizens at a reduced cost. The program is not offered nor administered by the City of Rowlett. After an extensive screening process, the National League of Cities selected Service Line Warranties of America as the vendor to endorse. So this company has gone through an extensive screening process. There were criteria that had to meet as well. And the purpose of the letter that was sent out by the city, signed by the mayor, was strictly to inform all citizens that this program exists. They're doing the water lines in the spring. You'll get another letter in the fall, and we are going to make some changes to the letter to see if we can't offer some better clarification language in that next letter. But please be assured that the letter and the postage was paid for by the company. No taxpayer dollars were used. So if you need more information on this program, please call Service Line Warranty at 1-855-535-7141 or visit their website at www.slwofa.com. So I hope that answers any questions that our citizens may have.
Well, and you know what? It is a warranty program, like people buy warranty. You know, I recently had an electrical line because we've had a serious drought, and we've had soil conditions that I don't think we've ever seen before for a very, very long time in North Texas. And just as an example, I'm using my electrical line as an example. It was over $1,000, Lynda, to repair an electrical line that pulled out of the box.
That's right.
And that was something they could see. I actually had a sewer line disconnect from my house when I moved in. Fortunately, it was still covered under the builder warranty. And we're talking big backhoe, lots of people. The city went out to check their side. It wasn't the city's side.
That's right.
And guess whose responsibility it was? It would have been mine. And it would have been in thousands and thousands of dollars in order to fix that. So this really is a relatively low cost for those that are interested. It is, this is an optional program, but it gives you an opportunity just to get a little bit extra coverage in case something like that happens. So
that's right. And I do want to add that if you buy it and you don't like it, I think that it only requires 30 days notice. It's just like insurance that you take at home.
It does. Well, let's talk about our water restrictions. We have been really blessed with some rain this year. And when we started earlier in this year, I really thought we were going to be in stage 4 drought conditions, and only certain types of watering would be allowed. In some cases, no outside watering at all. Well, we've been blessed with the rain, and it's continued, which has been good.
Yes, water restrictions are officially in stage 2. We've been in stage 2 now, I believe, since March. Due to the recent heavy rains, lake levels have returned to normal elevations, and so we will remain in stage 2 for the next several months. They have not indicated at this point in time that they're looking at moving back to stage 3. But by staying in stage 2, it will allow you, the citizen, to have unscheduled twice weekly landscape watering. And what that means is you can water twice a week any day you want to. And we love the uncomplication involved in that watering schedule.
Can I ask you a question? Because that's one of the next things that I know you're going to talk about, but really the question is, the lakes are full.
Yep.
Why are we in stage 2? And that's a question we get asked all the time. Because I drive by the lake and it's full.
And it is a water supply issue. We've talked now really since October of last year about the fact that the North Texas Municipal Water District, which is where we buy our water, is experiencing a water supply issue due to the invasion of zebra mussels and Lake Texoma, which makes up 28% of their inventory. So therefore, we must remain in stage 2 with a continued 10% reduction goal, and we'll probably stay in stage 2 at least through October of 2013. They are in the process right now of doing a design build to build a separate distribution water line. It's a pretty significant water line that will run from Lake Texoma to their plant in Wiley that will filter the zebra mussels and allow that water to be incorporated in the rest of their system. So it's a pretty extensive process. It's about a $330 million investment. We'll be talking to you in the next couple of months, because as a result of that, water rates will be going up the next couple of years to pay for that. I think that you will see statewide, water in the state of Texas will be one of the top issues that we will have to address, continue to talk about for years to come. I don't see this changing anytime soon, and I don't see water rates getting any cheaper anytime soon. But it's not just a North Texas Municipal Water District issue, it's a City of Dallas issue, it's a Tarrant County Water District issue. If you go in Central Texas, in the Hill Country, San Antonio, Austin, really, truly, it doesn't matter where you go in the state of Texas is having to address water issues.
Well, and as you said, it's going to continue to be a very serious issue.
Yes,
when we
it
talk
is.
about the growth in North Texas
Yes.
alone, with the supply issues that we've had, and the zebra mussels. So, the zebra mussels are very invasive. And I mean, and there's really not a lot you can do other than try to prevent them, which is what they're trying to do. But it's a $300 million plus fix, which is really not a complete fix, but it's at the end of the day, it's going to cost us all more money.
Yes.
So, well, let's talk about our phase 2 of Realize Rowlett 2020. We've got a lot going on there. We just wrapped up our public input meetings for Realize Rowlett Phase 2 2020 on Saturday, June 23rd and Monday, June 25th. Citizens, landowners, and business owners participate in discussions on the 4 key focus areas for this phase of Realize Rowlett 2020. It's hard to believe it's over, because when we started and we started this journey, and you think about the public meetings that we were talking about, we had a very, very long schedule. And
Yes.
you think about that.
We actually, started Realize Rowlett 2020 in January of 2011, because we've gone through phase 1. We started phase 2 and have completed that. We continue to focus on the 4 key areas, which is Woodside Living, Healthy Living, Signature Gateway, and Downtown. And I really want to brag on Drew Rist, who we always talk about, is the man behind the camera, and Aaron Jones. They produced and developed videos for each one of our public meetings, and it really made the difference. I heard lots of good comments about people expressing the quality of information, the ability to participate, and the way that it was structured. Everybody's voice got heard, and as a result of that, in the first meeting, we really did a lot of gathering of information, and when we came back in the second meeting, a lot of people that participated said, "You heard us, and we liked what you did with what information you got from us." So we were really pleased with that. We talked about the fact that we would do something with that information, and as a part of those meetings, small groups were held to discuss draft plans, all prepared on that public input from the March 31st input meetings. And again, people left saying, "You know what, you heard us." There are some folks that aren't happy with what is being put in the plans, but we stuck to the community vision. That's what phase 1 was all about, and we had a number of people, if you'll think back, Mayor, to our initial open house back on April 25th back in 2011. We had, I think, about 200 people participate that day, and we had another charrette. And then we had 9 meetings through last summer, and it was that vision that was adopted by council that we have used to lay the foundation for these 4 groups in these 4 areas.
And the thing that I liked about it was the fact that we gave everybody an opportunity to voice their opinion. Everybody had an opportunity to come in, look at these specific areas, provide their input about their vision. Yep. And by doing that, we got a lot of the same answers from a lot of people. Said, here are the needs that we have as a city. Yep. And so, after you vet that again and again, in some cases, it was the same people meeting after meeting, and in many cases, we got a lot of new people that came in. But especially toward the end, I was really surprised how many people that as you started to get the awareness out there, that they turned out. And we need to say thank you to all those that participated. Took a lot of their time and effort, but they really helped with our visioning process.
That's very true. And as we talk about the budget next month, we will spend some time talking about how critically important Realize Rowlett 2020 is going to be to our future. One of the challenges that we have as a community is the fact that we are very homogenized in our housing stock. Essentially, all of our housing is the same. There's no diversity in the type of product that is offered. And so as a result of that, there is some statistical evidence now that suggests that our property taxes continue to decline and will continue to decline if we don't do something to diversify our housing stock. That is mixed-use residential, that's townhomes, that's patio homes. It doesn't have to be an awful lot of any of it, but it needs to be about choice. And what we have found is that we have a housing stock that meets the bulk of what's out there that really only serves 35% of the demand. So we're very confident that Realize Rowlett 2020 can diversify our housing stock. And we know that demand is there because a lot of folks have participated in the meetings that say, I have a big house and I have a big yard because that's all you can get here, but my kids have left. And I'm ready to downsize and travel, and I don't want that yard.
Well, that's exactly right.
I want to stay here. I want to have a different housing option. And
my home is here. My church is here. My family's here.
That's it.
But the type of home I need is not.
That's right.
And so that's the challenge. You're absolutely right.
That's right. So we'll be talking about the financial implications of how this plan will really make a difference, I think, in the years to come for us. Also presented at that June 25th meeting, specifically the downtown meeting, is regarding a grant that we're getting from the North Central Texas Council of Governments that we will use to extend Martin Drive through to Main Street at the Dart Light Rail Station.
And this is very exciting because
Yes,
this really, when we talk about the vision, it's one thing to have it on paper, it's one thing to have some discussion about it, but to actually see part of that coming to fruition and with the Dart Rail. So why don't you tell us about what's going to happen on Main Street?
Well, this project will widen sidewalks. It'll provide street trees and build a pedestrian plaza in the downtown area, providing a major impact to the downtown area, setting the tone for future development. And Mayor, what I really think is so exciting about this is going to be an example of what we want future development to be. So as we entertain development, entertain developers, and introduce Rowlett to folks that have never met us before, we can actually show them what it's going to look like. It's an example of where we would like the development to occur. And it begins to set the kind of public space that we're looking for. So we're very excited about this, and there's a lot of optimistic enthusiasm expressed by all of you that attended that PGBT is here. Dart's coming, and it was worth the wait, and we're now daring to dream, and I think that's so important.
Well, and what I like about this, it's going to provide additional access. Right now, you only have access really from Rowlett Road or from the Turnpike really at this point, and this is going to provide access from the Dart Rail or 66 directly onto Main Street. And so that's something that's really going to open up downtown and I think give you more of a flavor of that downtown feel. When you think about it. So really looking forward to that taking place. And we're going to be moving or eliminating one of the buildings there, and that's going to give you the access. And I've talked to a lot of people, and they said, we've been talking about that for a long time. And when we put the Dart Rail or we put the Martin Drive in and it would end on Coyle, you'd say, why are we, it was just a dead end there. And you felt like it really needed to be on Main Street. So this is really going to open that up and I think provide that level of access we never had before. So
I would agree.
That's great.
Well, these were the final informal public input meetings. However, the city will hold at least 2 formal public hearings prior to adopting the proposed zoning changes. And you, our citizens, are encouraged to voice your opinions in that forum as well. For more information, you're welcome to contact the Planning Department at 972-412-6228.
And Lynda, we need to again just want to thank all of the citizens that participated in this process. You know, it was amazing the amount of turnout we had and just folks that we've never heard from before. And there are a lot of people really, overwhelmingly, really excited about this entire project.
You bet. So if you want to participate in that formal public hearing, the tentative date, and I do want to mark tentative, please check in before you come down and attend. We have this scheduled, but when you start getting into the process, sometimes we have to move things a week or two. But the tentative public hearing date for Planning and Zoning Commission is scheduled for September 11th. 2012 at 7 o'clock, and they meet in the City Hall City Council chambers. And the City Council public hearing date, again, tentative, is October 2nd, and that meeting will start at 7:30.
Great. Well, Lynda, thanks so much for the updates. We've got a lot going on, so why don't we take a commercial break?
Okay.
And we'll be back after these messages.
Okay.
Not again. Here at the Rowlett Public Library, we have something for everyone, including graphic novels, books, music, movies, audiobooks, and magazines. To encourage reading over the summer, teens will be rewarded for participating in the summer reading program. There are prizes and coupons available for every 5 hours of reading for up to 30 hours. We're also going to have a variety of programs this summer for teens aged 12 to 18. That's right, this summer on Wednesday. Come to the Rowlett Public Library meeting room every Wednesday in June and July at 2 in the afternoon for summer reading programs for teens, geared for teens ages 12 to 18. Wednesday, June 6th, teen scene investigations with real Rowlett police officers showing us CSI. Wednesday, June 13th, Realm of the Unknown with UTD Forensics. Wednesday, June 20th, video game careers with real geeks. Wednesday, June 27th, mystery scavenger hunt. Wednesday, July 11th, zombie spa day. And on Wednesday, July 18th, end of summer music concert. For more information, contact the library. See you this summer at the Rowlett Public Library.
What does it take to start something? A little time. A little exercise. A little laugh. A little adventure. A little help. That's all it takes to make a big impact.
As he always talks about, he had people in his life that really helped him out, and he wants to be that person in my life.
Just like he is, I was like that at 14. I know exactly what it means to be a 14-year-old guy.
I think that's why we have a good relationship.
It's fun and cool and nice.
You get to see like how personality develops.
Our friendship is good.
At Big Brothers Big Sisters, a little bit of your support can go a long way towards making matches like these happen. Start something today at bigbrothersbigsisters.org/startsomething.
And we are back. Lynda, we love our volunteers, don't we?
Yes, sir, we sure do.
And it's that time of the year again, isn't it?
It is. We have our Boards and Commission Volunteer Fair Thursday, July 26th at 7 o'clock p.m. at the Rowlett Community Center. Let me talk to you just a little bit about what the fair is. We appreciate so very much all of the volunteers that we have that participate in the operations of the City of Rowlett, and a good portion of our volunteers come through boards and commissions. Many people that have sit on the council, get elected to the council, start out at a board and commission. So on Thursday, July 26th, we convert a couple of the rooms at the community center, and we do essentially what's a trade show. And each one of the boards and commissions has a table, and you walk around and understand what each of the board and the commission does, what their charge is from the city council, what kinds of things you're likely to do or be exposed to on that board and commission. And we ask the chairman or the vice chairman of each one of those groups to be present and visit with you about the time commitment that you can expect when you sit on a board and commission. We also feature a couple of nonprofit organizations that support the City of Rowlett. That would be CERT, our Rowlett Citizens Corps, RACES, which is our Rowlett Amateur Radio group. And so there are several other opportunities beyond a board and commission that we would love to have you participate in. I do want to say this to you. If you can't make it to the fair, don't think that that gets you out of volunteering. Because if you have a special talent or an ability that you think you could help the city, we'd love to hear from you any day of the week. We don't need a fare for that. All we need is for you to contact Denise Perring for volunteer opportunities, and you can do that by emailing Denise at dperrin, that's D-P-E-R-R-I-N, at Rowlett.com. And Denise would love to visit with you and see how she can connect you to a group in our organization. So speaking of volunteers, one of our prolific volunteer groups is our Citizen Corps Council, our CERT group. And Mayor, they recently released their 2011 Citizen Corps Council Annual Report, and they have some impressive accomplishments.
Yes, they do. They really do. You know, it is amazing. We'll talk about this specifics, but they participate in everything.
Yes, sir.
And when we look at the amount of hours that they put into the city supporting our police and fire departments, I don't know what we'd do without them. I mean, they really are amazing. And these folks are trained. This isn't just people that just show up. Mm-hmm. They have gear,
yep,
and they have a plan,
yep,
and they have training. And they really are a true extension of that.
Well, you know, that's so true, and it's a good lead-in to the fact that their impressive report highlights their programs and activities during the calendar year of 2011, which represented over 12,000 volunteer service hours, comprising of 6 unique programs which positively impact our community. In 2011, they took first place overall competition team at the 5th Annual Harris County CERT Rodeo Roundup. The Rowlett Citizen Corps Council President, Whitney Lanning, is quoted in the report as saying, "We're family, and we love our community and those who call it home." And I don't think it gets any better than that. Now that truly represents passion and commitment that comes from volunteerism. And I do want you to know we'd love for you to join our family, and CERT would love for you to join theirs.
Well, we have a lot of opportunities.
You bet.
You know, when we talk about the Boards and Commission Fair that's coming up, just one additional comment on that. You know, I find out from so many people that say, I just don't know how to get involved. You know, I have some extra time. I'd like to learn more about it. It's a great way. So give Denise a call or come to the volunteer fair and learn more about those opportunities, because we certainly can use the help.
Yes, and you know, really, I think the last thing that I want to comment on about volunteerism is one person can make a difference, and one person can make the community better. And for any of you that have accessed Rowlett via Rowlett Road and had to cross the bridge from Garland into Rowlett through the spring, knew that the trash collecting along the shores of Lake Ray Hubbard was just awful. And it was really just the onset of the 2-year drought, the lake levels going down, they coming back up. Rowlett Creek dumps into Lake Ray Hubbard at that section, and so as a result of that, we get upstream debris that comes from Plano, Garland, Saxe, and even farther north. You know, proving the power of one, we have a resident, Carolyn Bryant, who lives in Toller Bay 2, who took action after seeing the ongoing debris collect at the lakeshore at the entrance to the lake. For purposes of this story, it's important for folks to recognize that Lake Ray Hubbard belongs to the city of Dallas. It is a reservoir which provides one of their main sources of water. It also doesn't border the city of Dallas, and so they don't cross the bridge every day and see the trash. That really is something that we were having to endure. And so Ms. Bryant contacted the city of Rowlett, and who do I need to call? And so we shared that information, because rest assured, city staff, including me, was calling the city of Dallas, and we weren't getting anywhere. So Mrs. Bryant repeatedly called Dallas, requested they clean up the mess, and she did so very graciously, but she didn't get the expected response. And so, not willing to give up, Ms. Bryant called, emailed WFAA Channel 8 and KDFW Channel 4 with her concerns. Channel 8 responded almost immediately, and her story aired, along with some pretty disturbing pictures of the trash and the lack of response from the city of Dallas. So, here's her story.
We're on Rowlett Road on the northern edge of the bridge, and we are just as you would enter Rowlett. We were seeing lots of people throwing trash out their window, off their boats, off their boat docks perhaps, I don't know, but it just was very unsightly. There was some natural wood and brush, but mainly it was the man-made litter. And I understand it's washed from down Rowlett Creek, from Plano and across all the way down, and it washes up very badly across the street also. But this is what I would see as I came toward my home. And it's what people entering Rowlett, there's this lovely marker with on the median with the landscaping and all. And you see this. And that's unfortunate for Rowlett. I love Rowlett. It was so bad. This is better than it was, much better than it was. But perhaps the big machines roiling the water drove some against edges and out, and it has come back in now, and also we've had the heavy rains. I hope there is a big machine sitting across the street that's been there 2 or 3 weeks, and I hope that they left it there because they intend to come back and get these final scoops. I don't know that, but I do hope that. I emailed everybody in this day and time. You email, I guess, but I emailed the Dallas Morning News, and I emailed Channel 8, and I emailed Channel 4. It was in the morning news also with pictures, said that Rowlett griped about this. Channel 8 responded quickly, and I was interviewed here, and they began the cleanup, and I think it was media response. I think that Dallas saw what this looked like and that it was being made known. That does not mean that I don't appreciate Dallas coming out and do it. In these hard times for cities, I understand money is very, very tight. So I doubly appreciate their doing this. And I very much credit Channel 8 for coming out. They interviewed me here before the cleanup, and then during the cleanup, I came out again, and some folks from Mallard Cove here also came out and were interviewed by Channel 8. So it's without the media pressure, I doubt that it would have been done, perhaps, but I doubt it. I wanted it cleaned up. It looked bad. It worked once. I'll try it again.
City staff and Rowlett residents both owe Carolyn Bryant a big thank you for her persistence and the commitment she made to not give up until our city entrance was restored to its former beauty. And that's a great example of making a difference in your community and the power of one.
Well, it's hard to believe that summertime is here. And, you know, with that comes the opportunity where people are outdoors more and people leave garage doors open. And we have a reminder from our police department. And that is they would like to remind you that open garage doors or unlocked storage sheds are a welcome mat to burglars. You know, it's interesting because while summertime is a vacation time and fun, it's also the time when a thief would be prowling the neighborhoods looking for easy access like open garage doors. I can't tell you how many times, even in my own neighborhood, you go by and the garage door is wide open all day. So our Rowlett Police Department wants to remind the citizens to keep the garage doors and storage sheds secured. It's very important to keep them locked if you have a lock for it. Otherwise, just make sure that you keep them closed. And of course, burglaries such as these crimes are crimes of opportunity, not only during the nighttime hours. Seeing a garage door open during the day or night can tempt a would-be thief to not only enter the garage, but also enter the house through an unlocked entry door. And that's certainly something we don't want happening. Although the Rowlett Police Department has already been proactive in addressing this issue with patrols through neighborhoods, we need your help in ensuring that the doors remain closed and locked at all times in order to deter a would-be thief. Here are some tips in reducing or eliminating these types of crimes. First, you never leave a garage door open while you're at work or in the yard. Always close and lock the garage door at night. Do not leave your garage door open or in the vehicle or parked outside overnight. You know, that is so important. I can't tell you how many times you have the garage door open or put on the visor and you don't even think about it because the car is parked right out front, and the last thing you need to do is it's not hooked up to the car. You can grab that thing and off you go, and there you're in the house.
Yep.
And you always have to make sure that your entry doors to the homes remain locked from the garage as well. There's many times we leave those things open and we don't even think about it because the garage door is shut. So it's very, very important as well. We need to install motion detector security lighting around storage sheds and garages, and also join or start or revisit your neighborhood crime watch group. This is essential in fighting and deterring crime in your neighborhoods. And of course, neighborhood crime and watch groups are the extra eyes and ears to the Rowlett Police Department and your community. By keeping a watchful eye and an open ear in what's happening in your neighborhood, you will extend the police's ability to provide security to your neighborhood by reporting unusual or suspicious activities 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you know what? Get to know your neighbors, Lynda. It's so important. You don't have to know them personally, but just know their habits. What time they leave in the morning, what kind of cars do they drive. Just those little things really, truly make a difference. And for further crime prevention tips or to start a Crime Watch program, you can contact the Crime Prevention Officer, Greg Baldwin, at the Rowlett Police Department at 972-412-6242, or email Officer Baldwin at gbaldwin, Gbaldwin, @rowlett.com.
You know, Mayor, those were great tips about the community. And the one other thing that I would add, for everybody that has a GPS system in your car, don't call it home, because if you happen to leave your car unlocked or it's broken into, and you do have that garage door opener on your visor, and you don't lock the door to your house and they steal your vehicle, you have given them a road map straight back to your house. So make sure as you're going through and beefing up your security that you don't leave the GPS out and you label it something other than home, so that you're not providing a would-be road map to somebody you don't want coming to your house. So on that note, let's transition to some of the great library upcoming events and hear what the library staff has going on.
Hi, I'm Mary Lynn Saxton, librarian at the Rowlett Public Library. This summer, the Summer Reading Club is in full swing at the library with over 1,800 adults, children, and teens participating. Prizes include skating, bowling, circus, and wet zone passes, and coupons to great eateries. Here's what else is happening at your Rowlett Public Library in July. On Mondays, baby story time at 10:30 a.m. for walking babies and 11:30 a.m. for lap sit babies. On Tuesdays, performers at the Rowlett Community Center at 2:00 p.m. July 3rd is Creature Teacher. July 10th is Zooniversity. And July 17th, David Chicken and his Trick Chihuahua will visit. July 24th, Mark Shelton's Strike, Scrape, and Shake percussion show. On July 10th at 10:30 a.m., story time at McDonald's at Highway 66 and Rowlett Road. On July 24th at 10:30 a.m., story time at McDonald's, Lakeview Parkway near Dal Rock Road. On Wednesdays, toddler story time at 10:30 a.m. On Thursdays, we have movies and popcorn in the library in the meeting room at 2:00 p.m. July 5th is Happy Feet, rated PG. July 12th is Tangled, rated PG. July 19th is Peter Pan, rated PG. On Fridays, we have preschool story time at 10:30 a.m. On Saturday, July the 14th, we have Homeschooling How. It's a free seminar from 10:00 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. On July 28th, it's the last day to turn in Summer Reading Club hours and pick up prizes. Now, did you know you can get free ebooks from the library? Through Overdrive, you can. And on July 9th, from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., library staff will explain how it all works. Learn how to check out ebooks and e-audiobooks and transfer them to your e-reader or tablet. Facebook makes it easy to connect with friends and family, but it can be difficult to figure out on your own. If you're new to social media, come to this program at the Rowlett Public Library. The class, held from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on July 23rd, will focus on learning the basics of Facebook. Did you get a Kindle or Nook for Christmas and just can't seem to figure things out? Or maybe your new smartphone is too confusing to deal with? Come to the Rowlett Public Library on Friday, July 6th or Friday, July 20th from 10 o'clock a.m. to 11 o'clock a.m. for the I Hate My E-Reader program. Staff will be available in the library conference room to help you with the features of your e-reader, tablet, phone, or other small personal device.
Wake the sun, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
It's the middle of summer, so how are you beating the heat? At the City of Rowlett, we have a few ways to help you cool down. 3 of them to be exact.
We have Wet Zone Water Park, the Rowlett Public Library, or Rowlett's own Community Center.
You bet. You know, all of these opportunities include special events and programming for all ages. For a full list of all of the activities at the Wet Zone Library and the Community Center, visit rowlett.com.
And if that doesn't excite you, we have some other things. And I always say it, I said it in a really nice way. But, you know, sometimes the attendance isn't great. But we have an opportunity for you to attend one of our city council meetings or planning and zoning meetings, and we have those coming up. You know, the city council meetings run the first and third Tuesday of every month.
Yep.
And in July, we have... And then our meetings are going to be held on July 3rd and July 17th. And then for planning and zoning, we meet on the second and fourth Tuesday of every month. So in July, P&Z will meet on July 10th and 24th. So lots going on. And on a very serious note, you know, it's a great way to find out what's going on. You know, the packets are online. You can go to rowlett.com, pull up all the information that we're going to be talking about. Staff does an awesome job in putting the information together for us. So there's lots of detail in there. And for those that love to read, there's plenty of information in there. And we'd love to see you at one of our meetings.
You know, and that's a good point. And those meetings also are aired on RTN 16. They're also streamed live and available for access on rowlett.com. So even if you can't come in person, please engage in your government in the way that is most comfortable for you. Another reminder on the Board and Commission Volunteer Fair, Thursday, July 26th at the Rowlett Community Center. It starts at 7 o'clock. We hope to see you there.
And of course, our DART Light Rail Countdown. You know, it is so hard to believe, and I don't want to drag this out, but I can say 5 months left. Isn't that hard to believe? It is amazing.
Really
DART Light Rail opens on December 3rd, 2012. I feel like we've been talking about this for so long.
30 years
and to be able
exact.
No, I know. Well, at least since I've been on council, I feel like we always talk about DART Rail, but to use a date like December 3rd and have an opportunity to do that, we've had the inaugural run. I see them doing testing on there. It's a very, very exciting time. So December 3rd, mark your calendars. December 3rd, 2012, DART Light Rail opens. So in closing, Lynda, we want to thank you or all of you that have tuned in today's program to stay in touch with your government. We'd love to hear from you. Please email or call us with your suggestions or concerns. And we have a special thanks to our communications staff, Drew Rist and Denise Perrin, who assisted in today's broadcast. You know, they do an awesome job for us. Every single month they're there. Everything's prepared. And this show's produced entirely by city staff, as we said. So thank you, thank you, thank you to Drew and Denise. And we look forward to seeing you again next month. So until next time, thanks for joining us on another edition of Rowlett on the Water on the Move.